even 10 for Charlie Morton.
Cy Young Award candidate has been outstanding for Milwaukee all season long. See how that all unfolds. And there's another strikeout. A couple of Ks to open up swinging.
Got it. 13 strikeouts for Corbin Burns. Some emotion as he leaves.
Jake, we are officially less than 24 hours from the start of the NLDS. I feel like we've been waiting forever, but I know the wild card games, they've been a little entertaining, but we have a classic pitcher's duel. At least it looks like that on the slate for game one. Charlie Morton versus Corbin Burns, who I think is the favorite to win the NL Cy Young.
Yeah, you look at Corbin Burns, he's a guy, he features heavy sinker action, and then he'll catch guys off guard with his heater. He's got a nice four-seamer. And he'll mix some curveballs in too, man. He's definitely a tough customer.
Yeah, and then you have like Charlie Morton, who's pretty much a two-pitch guy. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Morton is 37 years old, still pumping 97, 98, like easy 97, 98. And then he has maybe one of the nastiest curveballs in the game. And he's been one of the hottest pitchers in baseball ever since the All-Star break. Over the last 2 months, 2.71 ERA. But he's actually been bested by Burns. And, I mean, I guess that's just why Burns is in the Cy Young race.
Yeah, Charlie Morton's pitched really well, and all year he's been the most consistent. I probably would have went with Max Fried, but I think it's kind of splitting hairs. But I mean, I have full faith in Charlie Morton. He's done this 100,000 times, and like you said, he was hot to end the year. He's been steady all year, and I'm ready to see him pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of like critical of when they announced Morton as the game one starter, but I think it's kind of like grown on me. I mean, he started 12 playoff games. I think he has a sub 3 ERA in the NLDS. And then you go back and look, as good as Fried has been in the playoffs, his NLDS game one start against the Marlins was probably his worst start. It's actually definitely his worst appearance in the postseason. Gave up, 4 runs in 4 innings. Luckily, the Braves ended up winning that game. Morton is just like a guy, he's going to be a cool customer. You know what you're going to get out of him. You can almost guarantee the guy is going to go 6 innings. He's only gone less than 6 innings, I think, once over the last 2 months, which is really huge. Like, if he can go out there and throw 6 innings of maybe 1 or 2 run ball, hopefully it's shutout ball, but you save those bullpen, and you know how the Braves don't have a lot of bullpen guys anyways. So you don't want to be wasting those guys early in the season. So, I mean, Morton does give you that kind of insurance. So I understand. Like, it's kind of grown on me since the decision was announced.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, we're still getting Max in game 2. But I think Morton and Woodruff, it's an interesting matchup because Morton and Burns is an interesting matchup. Yeah. Corbin Burns is, he's kind of the new kid on the block. He had a good year last year, and, he's kind of been waiting to burst onto the scene. And, Charlie Morton's 38 years old. He's been doing this forever. And so it's kind of like the new generation versus the old, I guess, if you want to frame it like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think you look at it, Charlie Morton, I believe, has 12 postseason starts. Corbin Burns has 9 postseason innings, and they're all out of relief. Now, that doesn't mean he necessarily has the edge. I mean, you wouldn't say that you're not worried about Max Fried going out there because he's a little less inexperienced. But, I mean, that does play a factor. I mean, look at what guys like Garrett Cole. I mean, the playoffs are a different beast. So having a guy like Morton out there that can, is used to the moment, you got to feel confident in that, even against a guy like Burns.
Yeah, absolutely.